they're not going to hold back on telling you the truth on how it has been for them. So before I go too far, let me start with an appropriate introduction. My name is Uwa Agbogun, and this is my husband of 23 years, Dele Agbogun. And today you are logged on to this amazing show. Before now, we were running this program under the name Marriage Still Works, but for a long time we wanted to do a rebranding, and so I'm really excited to let you know that you are in the very first episode of our rebranded program, and this is now called Thriving Marriages. And today you are going to hear the story of a marriage that is thriving, that have gone through that have gone through fire, and they've come out standing stronger, more bonded, more committed, more loving. I mean, they are here already, and you can see them looking beautiful, looking all glowing. Yes. So once again, you welcome everyone. While I still go on with the introduction, I know I won't be able to take everybody to say, oh, introduce yourself. But please, you can put in the comment section and tell us where you're watching us from, which city you're watching us from, where are you, how is your city? Here in the UK, we're in Sheffield, and we always talk about the weather in the UK, by the way. And our weather here is beautiful.
This
But
season, now
this
period
season,
is
yes,
beautiful.
it's still very beautiful.
It will still be beautiful anyway, even when it's very, very cold.
Amen. So yeah, you're welcome to Thriving Marriages, and we've already introduced ourselves. My name is Uwa, and this is Dele, and we run on. This is powered by our organization Udela Family Institute, and what we do is we empower families, marriages, relationships, so that they are able to thrive and fulfill God's purpose for their lives. Let me read out the vision. We have captured it. We inspire and empower families to thrive, creating a stronger community for all. And we do this through our mission, which is to empower families, through to become stronger, happier, and more functional. We know we have a lot of dysfunctionality in the society right now, and one of our own mission or drive is to ensure that families become functional. And we do these through workshops, counseling sessions, and trainings, and I mean the entire value chain. We are in there, even parenting. We also play in that sector, and we and what else am I going to say?
Services?
Yes, services. I've mentioned a few. We do counseling, we do workshops, we do if you know people who are getting married, especially here in the UK, and they're thinking how do they lay solid foundation for their marriage, please contact us. We'll be happy to run them through our curated classes that would, help them to lay a solid foundation. They know what they need to know in readiness for the institution called marriage. We also run diagnostic and provide tools and solutions for relationships in having, I don't want to say problems, but relationships going through one challenge or the other.
Yeah.
And we also help families to build systems and put governance in place so that you can run a well-oiled family system and you can raise children who will be global change makers. And so these are the things we do, and we do a whole lot more, but I don't want to dwell so much on that. We'll chip in a lot more of the things we do as we go on. I'm really raring to go. So thank you everyone once again for joining. Has anybody put in where they're watching us from? Oluwafemi Okpenyi is watching from Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you. Faithy is watching from Herefordshire. Thank you, Faith. I know you are very regular and we appreciate you. Violet is watching from Nigeria. Thank you so much. So let's take the ball rolling. We have our beautiful guest here. We have our amazing guest. And so we're going to start by allowing them to introduce themselves. So we usually here we call our guest by first name. Hope you don't mind, Sir Ama. So I'm just going to say Solomon and Joan. Would you mind introducing yourselves?
I love the smile.
Joan's smile is beautiful, it's captivating. So tell us, your name, who you are, what you do, and then we just take the conversation, from there.
All right. So, good evening, everyone. I hope you can hear me loud and clear.
Yes.
Okay. So, my name is Joan Pandey, and I am a grief specialist, grief educator, and counselor. Um,
An advocate.
oh, yes, an advocate.
Don't worry, that's how we keep it real here. Yeah, yeah.
Good evening, everyone. I see some people I know, Sister Tom, I see Ugo in London there, or in UK there. I don't know whether it's London, but I think she's in UK. I'm especially greeting her because she was my head girl and I was in A level. So I
Wow.
like to let everybody know that, before she met me in this time again. Okay, so I'm Solomon.
God bless you, sir.
Thank you. So, I'm a strategic leadership expert. So,
Thank you.
I'm a pastor and a global consultant. Yeah, really.
Yes.
So that's where my
Yes.
area of concentration is. I'm a human resource strategist too. So quite a bit leadership
Yes.
Yeah.
education.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I think I
Um,
can.
Thank you very much. We know you as a man of many parts, as
Yeah.
Joan, as well as Joan. So
Yeah.
when you only said one, I was waiting as in, yeah, we are real, but we are not, humble to the point where we will not say who we are and the things we do. So we know what you do, sir, and we know that is plenty. Okay, so let's go on. So this is Thriving Marriages. So we're going to talk so much about love, about romance, about your marital journey. So tell us, how did you meet? Where did it all start from? So we just ask you to summarize your beginning. How did you meet? Where did it start from? Who said I love you first? How was it toasting? I don't know what they use these days, but how was it toasting? Did you do plenty shakara? And you just give us the summary of how it all started.
She's asking the question, and my body is doing me. Please don't mind me.
Okay. All right. So, well, it started 17 years ago.
Wow.
I think it was Faithful. It was Faithful September, right?
Hmm.
Was it September?
Yeah, September 18 years ago.
Yeah, so that's about 18 years ago. That's when we
Years
met.
ago.
So, and we met when there was trouble. So there was a shaking of the boat in church. So there was an issue. I belonged to a business fellowship where there was a shaking with the leadership, and all of that. And I always
Hmm.
used like to say I was the Jonah in that boat, and they needed that shaking,
Mm.
for for things to change. So they removed the person who was in charge. They brought him and somebody else. But me being me, I remember the first meeting we're supposed to have. And by the time we got into the room, I didn't know he saw me and somebody else. And I was like, just yimwing at his back and being mischievous. It was much later he told me that he was like, what kind of women are these? And then things were going on in the meeting, and I spoke up, and I was really saying why the fellowship should not um, be stopped from every week. We
Hmm.
can't go to 2 times a month. We needed it every week and all of that. So I didn't know that my speaking up was activating,
Hmm.
Something.
Hey.
something in him and all of that. And then I even remember when I think it was the next day we now had the fellowship because it used to be every Tuesday. And I still remember in my heart, I don't know, I was just troublesome. I had seen him from afar, and in my heart, I'm like, oh God, I have to still greet this pastor. What's he doing outside? Can't he just go into his office? you know?
That's strategy.
And I didn't know he had come to corner me. He had come
Strategic
downstairs to
positioning first.
exactly to just try to engage me in talking and
Mhm.
all of that. And That's how it started. You want to cheat. It just went straight. Oh, there were, in fact, I think we now started as friends. That was in September, October. I think by November, when I go to his office just to say hello and everything. And then I remember one evening, he was like, when I can't remember what we were talking, and he just said, "What about if I want to marry you?" Straight to the point, no toasting, nothing, nothing. And I remember very well. I just said, "I beg, pastor, I beg go, you your Charles, I don't know reach ground. I beg go, John, which marriage?" What was that? And he was like, "I'm serious, blah, blah, blah." But the interesting thing was in 98, I think 1998 or 1997, God had shown me in a dream how my husband was going to come. But this was 98, this was 2007. 2000, no, we got married 2008. So 2007. So about 10 years apart. So that dream would have different things that happened, different people. He showed me the car, showed me his car, showed me his height, and actually showed me that the person in that dream, he just went straight to the point, "I want to marry you." So by the time all of this played out, I remember I was in my room and I was like, "Lord, I wasn't interested in marriage, I'm like, I come on now. I don't want, and all of that. I've been there, done that. Forget it. I'm not interested anymore." And then that dream came back. So it was that dream that broke. And I remember I cried that night because I'm like, I don't want to, it's not something that was in my radar at that time. So I don't know. You want to add something?
Is it like you didn't find him attractive in any way? Was there
Sorry?
any
Yeah,
physical,
okay.
was there any physical
Okay.
attraction?
Well, in all of the toasting, funny enough, Holy Spirit knows how to set up. And I remember
Yeah.
then we had a breakfast meeting October 1st. Remember I said we met in September. So that October 1st, I had to MC a job, a wedding. So my phone was ringing, ringing. So I thought it was the people that were calling me. I said, "I'm not going to pick." I didn't know it was Ross that was trying to get my attention. I think I picked or so. And then he was looking for the address for the breakfast. So he was coming for the breakfast as the pastor in charge of that fellowship, the business fellowship, And then I remember when he came in. Okay, then in the office, I used to like the way he dressed. He used to wear boots, ankle boots. I'm like, okay, this pastor is understanding things, And then, my daughter is here shaking her head. She's like, and then
Boy,
so
our
that
daughter is here
particular
too.
breakfast. So when I came in after the MC job, I think they had gone. So I just noticed that he had gold neck chain on his neck. I said, in my mind, I'm like, hey, this pastor, he understands things, so
My
just
boy.
what's going on? He's pempe, And the funny thing, so that was those are the things the Holy Spirit used to woo me, And the courtship was for like 8 months. And then we got married on my birthday, which had always been a heart desire for me, which was June 28th, 2008, And the way God just did it, it was like back to back to back. Everybody was just accepting, agreeing. And here we are today, 17 years after, with
Wow.
3 children.
Oh, well, you have the gospel according to Matthew, Mark, and Luke. So that's our own gospel, which is true. But I have to share my own too. Yeah, indeed. Okay. So, actually, like she said, we met. I really saw her for the first time at close range in September. That August, I had been on 31 days fast, and I was praying and, try to sort out marital issues. Okay. So middle of that September, I was in that meeting which she's talking about. And I was just going through what do you call it now? Yeah, their structure, and it has the name of the persons that hold what post and all of that. And I saw her name, and she mentioned her age and said she a single lady. Now, when she said that, that in itself first attracted my attention. Who is this lady that, because a lot of ladies, we know, they hide their age and all of that. Yeah. So
please classified.
Yes, who is this lady who is putting her age here and boldly saying she is single
32.
and is 32-year-old. Yeah. So that was it. Are you 32 then or 30? Okay. I can't remember exactly. So
31.
yeah, so I think she was 31.
31.
Yeah, yes. So that was the first, because I was just going through the document that talks about the fellowship, the position, and all that. So when it was time, then like she said, we were trying to talk about something, and then she did like this. They should not even think. They should not even think. I say, what is this person? You know how people will talk about, think around pastor and all that. This one is saying she was trying to demonstrate. They should not even think. Then the leaders of the fellowship, one of them just did the next female pastor. Now, I wasn't looking for a pastor. I'm not interested in that. I was not interested in marrying any pastor. Okay? As a matter of fact, my decision from one side, because I've been in Christian Union for quite a while, I was not interested in any sister who covers and pretend to be very
Sorry, sir.
holy.
I'll be cutting it small because of time. So,
Okay.
as you said all those things, what attracted you?
So
To cut to the
that
so that
statement,
statement.
yes. So first of all, it spoke to me that this person is open. Okay, that
And
putting
bold.
that out, that boldness. Then that statement which somebody else made about her, what it said to me was that this person is a sincere believer, is a Christian. Like I said, I wasn't looking for anybody who pretends to be. But I've also seen so many people in church who does funny things after church. Oh yes.
Okay, sir. So were those the things you were looking out for in the
Yes.
wife you are going to marry?
Yes. So that integrity, that passion, it is the passion for God I saw, and I was so that was
So
it. Then like again, so I staged her the next day.
Fantastic. Real staging. Thank you. Thank you. So we've seen that your proposal was not very romantic, but we take it like that. We listen, we don't judge.
Was mine romantic? Was mine romantic?
Was yours romantic?
Yeah, I think I
Did you even propose?
did. I like you.
Did you propose? Did you propose?
I like you now. I was coming
Guess
to your
what?
house now.
Guess what? He sent me to go and buy my ring in Dubai. So I'm telling you.
She didn't know it was her ring.
After a while, I knew, Sha. Then it was me that now said, won't you bring the ring out? I mean, so
Okay, we are getting deeper now. So early days, and so now you were in relationship, or you dated or courted, whatever word is used these days, for 8 months, like you said, yeah. And then after that, you got married. Now you've been into the marital journey for 17 years. How has it been? Honest answers only. Just how has it been?
Well, it's been ups and down, topsy, and all of that, which is expected, because we're two different people, So he's introverted, and I am on the spectrum of both, actually, So I can be extroverted and introverted, but he's more introverted. So, and our upbringings are so different. He raised, he's a village boy, I always call I always say he's a village boy. He grew up in the village. I'm different.
Not that kind of
village. Don't mind that. That village is village. They'll be saying city. It's a village.
Village, please.
Then, I grew up in town and all of that. And then the kind of family, I'm outspoken, I crack jokes, So the initial teaching period, getting in sync. It took a while, I must be honest, took a while. There were times, days of serious misunderstanding, fights, raising of voices, and all of that. That sometimes I would threaten him and say, I will go and report it to Reverend Sam now. His head will just correct fast, fast. And then sometimes to hit, will be like, I'm going to report you to
Pastor Nike.
Pastor Dike or Pastor Bayoku,
Pastor Malcolm.
and all of that. Yes. So yeah, it's been, and then it's the challenging, of course, communication. So he was more of me. I've said it, I've gone past it. Oh, but his own. That's when he would go and sit with it, think it, how you said it, how you did not say it, and then maybe another issue comes up. And then I'm like, let's deal with what is on ground now. He will go and be dragging. And I'm like, what? And that thing saps my energy. I'm like, what? You're still bringing, the past. Sometimes when I say some things, he used to, because he's a shy person, and very words are his words of affirmation is one of his love language, So for such people, when
Now
you
then
now so when you tell them that what they did is wrong, they take it personal, like as if you are attacking their person. So that took a while. It took a while for me to understand. And then he also took the Holy Spirit, because I think maybe by the 7th year, either 5th or 7th year, I remember one day the Holy Spirit had to tell me, do you realize that this man was raised by a widow? And that was like a reset button for me, which I was like, oh, that's true. Come to think of it, he lost his father at the age 9 or 10, So some of these things is because he didn't have there was no male figure per se, a father figure, let me put it that way. He had brothers, so there was no father figure at home, right? So I also had to sit him down, to say, do you realize that this has an effect on you unconsciously, because you were raised by a widow? Your dad died at a young age. So yeah, so I mean, that's what I have to say. I don't know.
Thank you. So how has it been for you?
It's been good, challenging, but then I know we grew through it, because one of the things I realize is that when we have disagreements like that, we come out better. That's one thing I soon realized. We come out better because it gives opportunity sometimes to really talk. Yeah, like she said, she initiates much of the conversation, and not because I don't want to, but nature versus nurture.
Yeah, their own nature and nurture, they're not a talk.
So, but generally, one of the things I thank God for was also the willingness to accept when the time comes, and that really helped us.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So before we go on, I hope we are gaining so much from the story of Solomon and Joan. We are really getting inspired. I can see Dele is writing a whole lot of things here. And if you have questions, please don't hesitate to put them in the comment section. We are checking every now and then, and we'll take them and give the Joan and Solomon the opportunity to answer your questions. So now they've told us their beginning is they've told us how it is going. We want to.
Can I say something?
You want to say something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So people wonder, why have I not said something?
Please.
Sorry,
I found out my voice.
So I think what I'm getting from this is people might see the beauty, but they might not see the process that led to the beauty. That's what I'm seeing here. And that's why I was noting some things down. There are key phrases that you've mentioned at one point or the other while you are talking, and these are profound. And I think it's good to filter that out and just make it very clear. I heard a statement that say we grew through the years. We grew through it. Both of you have said there were challenges through the things and the thick. So these are obvious fact that as beautiful as a marriage will look like, something that marriage went through a process.
Yeah.
And the two parties that are involved did something that led to what we are seeing on the surface. And we love to find out and see how you guys doing it, because it's easy to celebrate the success, but it's not easy to identify with the process, which has to do with a lot of challenges. That's why I love the word grew through it. And the bigger picture there, I said we will always come out better. And we've seen cases whereby people will come out of disagreement bitter and more disempowered. And they now eventually go their separate ways. And I've also seen something that talks about how our past shaped us to becoming an introverted person or an extroverted person. And if we don't really get that, I think your stories are similar to ours. In some instances where we have guests here, it's like it's like the reverse. Is the husband that will have a nature of my wife, and is the wife that will have the nature of myself. But in this instance, Joel has the nature of my wife, and you even whoever is watching now, whoever will be watching after now, that expressive nature, you can pick it from there. And I think I share the same nature with Dr. Solomon, if you want me to call it that. And it's so interesting that we understand these things, that nothing happened on its own. Things were put in to bring out what we are seeing today. Like my wife said, please don't hesitate, drop in your questions, or if there's any part of it or any phrase that comes strong to you that really hits you, also you can help just put it there so that we are engaged and not just only listening.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. So now we're going to go deeper. Dele has done a summary of the things that you've talked about, and it's beautiful. You've mentioned that there were challenges along the way and you grew through them. So we would like you to please, in these 17 years that you have been together, share a specific challenge that you have gone through. You've navigated. Share how you went through it, how it impacted you individually and as a couple, and how you came out of it. Yes, and how you navigated or came out of it, so that we can all learn. Because there's in personal story.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Sometimes you say this. Yeah, go now. Yeah, say that.
okay. So, like you said, we always face challenges beyond the communication, that has been mentioned. The challenge of finance. There's also the challenge of finance, and when I say finance, I mean at some point, my wife had been a businesswoman, flying over the world, and then at some point, the Holy Spirit told her, step down, get into ministry, some aspects of ministry, and she had to slow down apart from childbearing. So you find the challenge of one income family. Now, that became a burden at some point. Now, but we are able to go through it because there's understanding. She's not drawing my truth and say, you must do this. She tries to, endure, engage, and sometimes still supports financially, Again, my own background is not such that we don't say, you must do 50-50 and then get into fight. I brought this, you didn't bring that, and all of that. Hey, what did you bring to the table? I don't know where they got that table from anyway.
I am the table.
So I've never used that word. Maybe because the bit I know about my dad, based on what my mom told me, whatever she brings, whatever she was bringing when my mom used to farm and used to get quite a bit of money when she sells, she will bring it to my dad. My dad will now just see it and say, oh, it's your money. And that's it. So I didn't have this mindset of, getting into marriage to be taken care of by the wife or all of that. That doesn't mean she can support. But for me, it's not something, to turn into a fight. It's just that what I have, we share it. Okay. And I expect that, if the person is a good person and my wife is a good person anyway, she can give her heart. That's the truth. So, so, so once I said, this is what we have, and we work with it together. And God has been faithful. So that has helped us until the time that gradually now, getting into her professional core now, the income is coming in, but all of that time anyway, she was supporting in many ways. In fact, some days ago, I told myself, hey, the fact that you drop money doesn't buy food in the market. Money doesn't stand up to cook the meals. And I was more used to eating at home. And so I enjoy it. So let me stop there. So I don't talk too much. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Money is a major issue in marriage. In fact, from what we've learned over the years, too little of it can be a problem. Too much of it can be a problem. It depends on who the people are and their money temperament and how they manage and respond.
Did you say money temperament?
Yes.
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 That's a new one.
Oh.
Yes.
Thank you. Good.
Okay. So we're happy you've brought this up because we know that even globally, the world is experiencing a lot of economic hardship. UK here, in fact, we are preparing for back to school, so we took our daughter to get some. When you have a girl child, you have to be mindful of some things. So now she's a teenager. She does skincare. Said she wanted serum, she wanted body cream, she wanted this, she wanted that. So it's okay. Your father is the one that will take care of all these things. He's a girl dad. So let's go, and your dad will pick what you used to pick because she takes from mine at times, and sometimes I buy for her. But I said, now be responsible for your daughter. So she was running around. When got to the mall, he went to one shop. She was like, this thing has gone up. This is not the price I used to buy this before. She was like, oh, can you quickly drive to another mall, another shop that was not too far? We drove there. They said inside that same mall, she was running around. What's the point? Things have gone up. Even basic things, food stuff, they've all gone up. So everybody's experiencing some economic hardship or the other. But so now trying to cope with a one-income household, how did that impacted your marriage? Individually, how did you respond to it? We know we have a question by Faith in the comment section, but we'll take Faith's question after this.
Okay. Well, I guess for me, it wasn't a funny thing, being in business and then God now saying, stop, drop it. I need you to get, and I remember it was 10, because he was gradually winding it down, but I was still struggling, and I had to surrender. So I think it was more for me, first and foremost to break me, and then also a training ground, I must say, because it took some time for me to also realize, training ground for me, so that, because sometimes we don't really know who we are, or some tendencies, we might think we're nice, but maybe something could happen, you will flip. So maybe if I hadn't gone through this process, maybe I would have been one of those women that would have money more than their husband and point finger at your face, say, hey, before I say, hey, if you're not following me, I don't reach Z, all of that. That had to be like, Oga, I'm going to America today. Are you coming? Are you not coming? If I don't go. I don't buy my ticket. I don't go. That kind of a thing. So it was more like, okay, it was tough. It was tough, having to wait, and then he's now the one giving me money and all of that. It was tough for me, but in it wasn't as regarding the home and the rest. No, it didn't have that kind of whatever, but I guess it was a training ground for me. Yes, to be able to, so it was more like submission, or I don't know if that's the right word, to say, okay, you have to depend, I'm going to make you depend on this man while I work on some things, right? And all of that. So that it was such a you laughing. He's laughing. He's laughing. You know, but by and large, it's been such a beautiful journey. Now it's since 2016. Yeah. So since 2016. But you will never know if we didn't tell you. It's not like the things changed. It's not like life became so unbearable. I mean, we still travel. We still do all the things we need to do. But you know, we sit down and say, okay, what is going to come first, and all of that. You know, yeah. So
It's interesting because we've had different cases, cases that have to involved couples in Nigeria, cases that involved couples that now moved from Nigeria to the UK. I love one thing that Dr. Sullivan said. He said, you know, he saw something, how it was played out while he was growing up. I see that as a template, and it has gone a long way to influence how he managed and he's still managing now. And I'm trying to interject with this one to say that because sometimes we might not have the opportunity to grow from that background, because sometimes some people might grow from the background whereby the women, the wives are meant to be behind the scene. You are meant for the kitchen. And we've handled cases that have to do with men, especially when they now change continents and they now move to a developed place and now still try to implement that old template and insisting on having their way based on that template. And we've seen how it has destroyed some families. Some had gone their separate ways. Some who are open to adapt to the new change. After we ran them through the sessions, they are actually back and they are experiencing goodness in what they do now. I would say there's power there's the power in the based on the influence that we go through each of us while we are growing up, and I think we need to be mindful of that. It's sometimes that's what creates that problem between husband and wife. But we're really happy how yours had actually turned out. And we're also happy for you to see that, okay, maybe it's a training
so
at
it's
this
doing
point
really
in
well.
time.
Slept since
So
last
thank you
night.
so much. So you can
Slept
go
on arrival. Okay, till 9 a.m. this morning.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry for that little disruption.
Okay, it's from them.
Yes. It's from one of our
Okay, yeah, okay, move on.
No, I didn't read them. Okay.
Yeah,
okay. Thank you. It's power of programming and power of modeling, you know. So it's what Dr. Solomon saw that was modeled in his home, and he's carried
on this.
Yeah.
Just very briefly, in line with what my friend just said. So you see, my mom will say that she didn't marry a husband that used to count the number of pieces of meat in the pot.
In the soup.
That's one. Number two, the fact that I had to now grow up with her also made me to empathize a lot with women.
With women.
So at some point, because I also thought, okay, suppose God asked us to move abroad, you wouldn't always have people, you know, helping.
Exactly.
So that mindset, I try to make some bit of adjustments. At least my wife knows that to wash plate is not my problem.
I hate to wash plates.
It doesn't reduce me, nothing about me, you know.
Exactly.
So
I'll give a thumbs up for that.
But I love to cook. I can cook. Today now I've cooked plenty.
Yeah.
And then funny enough, I love to iron. I like to iron clothes, yes, but I hate to wash plates, and he hates to iron. So I would iron to boxers, iron to singlet, iron, fold it.
He will wash.
He will wash plates.
You see that plate? Hey, Jesus. I hate it.
You see this complimentary.
God is amazing. Let's take the question from Faith. And if you have any other question,
Please.
please put it in the comments and we'll take them. So Faith is saying, how did you manage third parties in your marriage? And was there a limit or agreement to what you share with third parties? Very good question.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess ours is just different. Third parties. Do we have third parties? No.
Third parties, parents, pastors,
Parents.
friends.
No, when it comes, I don't know. I guess I'm saying that. I guess we're just different. Ours is not like the regular norm. So I come from a home where we're four kids, or we were four kids. My eldest brother is late now. My mom is late. But I come from a family where my parents don't bother, they don't put mouths. My brothers were married to Black Americans, or were married to Black Americans. My sister and I are married to Nigerian men, and so they don't. And then my in-laws too, they don't stress, as in they don't pull mouth, all those kind of things you see here, home videos. So I don't know. I guess it's just, I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, maybe you attract who you are. I don't know, maybe, or maybe God is just merciful on me, because I guess for me, I'm the kind of person that if I see, I will talk. I won't keep quiet. So no in-law you can't ride me, so to say, I'm not coming to ride you, because I'm like, as them born you, that's what they take born me. Right? You have your purpose, I have my purpose. And I also try to instill that in my children. So what my people will say, mmegbu means you cannot do me bad. You can't do me. So even friends, few trusted friends.
Yeah, that's true.
So your voice is low?
Sorry.
Are you adding to the question? Okay.
Okay, yeah, we can hear you
I
now.
was just adding, I was just saying, like she said, generally we don't go jumping into, we love to interact with our in-laws. Okay, the houses are free, but you see all this thing of going to talk to somebody's wife anyhow, or coming there to misbehave, it's not been part of our family cultures, both families. So we didn't suffer that. Yeah, we also have friends, but they are mature. Yeah, so don't get into such. If we have to discuss things, yes, we have to, but generally it's not a case of somebody coming to tell my wife, that's your husband, or she coming to say, or somebody coming to tell me that's your wife. We really don't have time for that.
All right.
Thank you. You wanted to answer this question?
Yes.
But I was going to ask that, but before you got married, did you at some point talk about if you had third party intervention, how you were going to handle it?
Did we?
No, I think maybe from the counseling, yeah, just learned about it. You know why I mentioned the family background is that just like my family, I mean, we can go to each other's house and want to sleep. In fact, we are interested in doing that. My wife loves people to be around. Okay, there have been times she had gone to sleep in her parents' place then, but generally we don't get into trying to jump into other people's things, even when when we are there. It's not a good habit.
All right. I think so that we'll be able to say something to this question. I remember there was a time we have something close to that. What we always recommend is husband and wife have to
present a
unified front. They have to present a unified front. Now, it takes maturity, because sometimes that unified front might not be the best way you as an individual in that marriage want it to be. But when you look at it over a long haul, you want to make sure that your family is protected. You don't want somebody dictating what goes on in your home. Now, the mistake some people we've found out because of our counseling sessions is because they grew up from a communal-like kind of family. they are so attached. So it's not that they hated it, they hated their spouses, but they just realized, how will I break away? I'm talking even from personal experience now. How will I not be concerned about what my family will think in this marriage? If we are not careful, we will open the door for a template that was relevant 10, 15, 20 years ago to
It's
want
no
to
more
run
relevant
a
now.
template that is in the current reality. And it will be harmful, not because those people intervening are actually being wicked. If you look at it, it's born out of genuine interest that they want to be involved, but they are not seeing the damage that intervention or that interference rather is causing in that relationship. So we on our own had said, you know what, we have to maintain a unified front. We have certain values that we maintain. But now, if we need to do something for our own family member, we decide that, you know what, I'll be the one that will do that. If we want to do for my own family, she'll be the one that will do that. So that with that, both families know that we love them so well. Now, there are people out there who might be experiencing this challenge, and these challenges are real. They are real. How will you get out of this? Is first and foremost, you and your husband to be together.
Yes.
I'm not saying that this will be easy, because at some point, the family that is involved, that is involved, will not find it easy, and they might even be angry with the respective party. And it's just a matter of time when they know that there's genuineness in your love towards them, and it's not that you hate them for any reason. You just have your own. This is your family. There's a pattern for it. There's a vision for it, and that's why you are running on. It's just a matter of time. Ours took a few years, and this actually were actually from my own family. My dad and my mom of blessed memories. And if not for wisdom, if not for emotional intelligence, if not for agreement, if not for the fact that we are seeing what the future will look like, that if we allow that now, it will create bigger problem tomorrow. We'd rather fight the fight now. I was not liked for maintaining that position, but over time, they noticed that whoever they thought she was or is, they realize now that she even reached out to them more than their own son. And she's even asking of them more than the son is asking of them. But it took a while. So we need to see the end result to help us stand firm to be able to get that desired outcome at the end of the day. That's what I will say concerning that question. Yeah.
Thank you. I think in summary, Faith, to let each spouse protect the other partner.
Yeah.
Let each spouse protect the other partner. But we can talk more. If you think you need us to talk more about the question, we can talk more. We have another question in the comments. I also have a couple of other questions, but we always like people to, bring in their questions, because this program is not just for us, it's for everyone, for us to learn. Did you at any point feel that you married the wrong partner? Straight to the point. Yes, he felt that way. Yes,
felt that way.
At some point, he felt
Yes.
in the early days. He felt
Yes,
he made a
the
mistake.
first 1 year. Yeah.
Well, not maybe because for me, maybe like I said, that dream, so when the issues were coming up, even though I was frustrated, I was just like, God, man, are you bring me here? Sometimes I ask myself, say, wait till I find reach here. Man, sometimes I even told him to his face that, man, if not for God, if we had passed that 8 months, we for scatter, we for not marry. Because I would have I would have started seeing things I
She's
didn't like.
threatening me now.
I would have started seeing things I didn't like, and I would just have, that we would have used our hands to scatter what God had, So I guess God knew quickly and I remember, yes, there was a warning that came when I was the date of my wedding, and the Holy Spirit sent someone and said, if you move that date and anything happens, don't blame me. The prophecy was, straight and direct. If you move it, don't blame me. So it was more like, you better marry quick. I know you, before you come and be disturbing me with prayer. Meanwhile, you don't take your hand and scatter the thing, So yes, in it, There are questions. I would like. We also counsel intending couples, and I always tell them that let God be the one to lead you to who you want to marry, because
Yeah.
there are days that even in that marriage, the one that God led you, you will question yourself that are you sure? But the assurance is that you heard from God. Not to
Yes.
now talk of the one you just picked off the shelf. That's what I like to say. You just pick the person. You will cry. Hey, you will, in fact, you
You
will
will
walk
see
out.
Shege Pro Max.
Hey, Shego Pro Max. That is the latest series, or what have you, and all of that. But the assurance that it was God who sent me on this journey, who is with me, will give me the wisdom to navigate. There was a time I was praying. We're always having heated, arguments. I used to be easily irritated. And I remember I knelt down that day to pray. And the next thing the Holy Spirit told me was that you are resenting your husband. You are resenting him. So it was a case of resentment. So this was like 2014, 2015, So I had to sit to say what was the cause, and the cause was some things. I think I've shared it also, and all of that. And I had to deal with that because I was just irritated. I felt disappointed, betrayed. It wasn't a case of cheating. It was just a case of I wasn't ready for a third child. And then you go ahead and do that. And, no, you didn't let me protect myself. Even when I was asking, you say, nothing, nothing. You are good. Only for me to.
Let me not talk. Oh. Let me not talk. What's in my mouth? Let me not talk what's in my mouth. Listen, we don't judge. Because
Listen, you
that
don't
issue,
judge. I'm not serious.
that
Some people will say, maybe it
issue,
takes two.
a matter of consent that led to it.
It
I
was a matter of
mean,
consent without consent.
yeah, however you want to put it, there was consent.
Partial
Thank you, but I
consent.
really like that vulnerability that you just talked about, and being openly saying openly that at some point you resented your husband, because I've also come across couples where I'm telling Dele that this woman is jealous of her husband, or this woman is jealous of her husband, or this man is jealous of the progress that the woman is making. And we've seen it live. I mean, we've seen it live. Contention in business, um, contention in, oh, she's getting promotion at work. There was a story I read of a man who said when he noticed that the wife is on the verge of getting a promotion, he impregnates her.
Oh,
Yes,
Yeah.
wow.
be- because he was becoming threatened. Again, these are a lot of them are things that people haven't dealt with internally. So that moment of vulnerability is really appreciated, and the fact that you took it to God and God pointed these things to you and you took necessary action, that's really commendable, because at the end of it all, building a successful marriage is we being having that sense of self-awareness of where we are per season, because marriage is every season now. You are in different seasons in your marriage. I remember there was a book he shared with us, PJ, in Women of Destiny, then the four seasons of
The four
marriage.
seasons of marriage,
Four
yes.
seasons of marriage, and there are times too that I won't even like I won't say I resent him, but I notice that at times that friendship, that intimacy is not as connected or thick as it should be. And I'll quickly point it out. And at times he's one that will point out to me and say, D, we are not talking, especially when work is taking so much attention. There's a lot of pressure on both of us from work, and we're not having time to talk, we're not having time to connect, we're not having time to have very good sexual intimacy, communication, and just generally talk about things. I enjoy talking a lot. So at night when we wake up and we talk, I will tell him that for me self, I even enjoy this sometimes more than sexual intimacy, because we're able to
Mm-hmm.
just we'll laugh in the middle of the night. You hear of us laughing and just gisting and talking about things. And for me, that it's one of the ways I connect. And so if I've not had that in a long time, it begins to tell on how I perceive our connection.
Yeah.
So we need to have that constant self-awareness. And so thank you so very much.
Can I
Do you want
quickly
to
say
say anything?
this? Yes, it's important. I like that question because I personally
Yes.
felt that way.
Mm.
And
And you're still with the wrong person, 23 years.
23 years, imagine. The so-called the question that actually came to my mind then was that I said, Lord, I hope I have not made a mistake. Now, what led to me asking that question then was because practically every other day, I've said this on different platforms, practically every other day, we're always having disagreements. So I now took disagreements rather, as a sign that maybe I've made a mistake. Now, with what you've said, and based on that question now, I would say it is important we come to that place of awareness that disagreement does not necessarily mean deficiencies at all. So if you come to that awareness and you are telling yourself that disagreement or conflict is part of the journey, part of the package that we have signed in for, then you will know that now it's not the conflict or disagreement that is the issue now, is how both of us are able to now deal with that disagreement. Now that will bring understanding into play. And based on the understanding, then you have an idea how you can navigate it. Then we tell us, okay, you know what? XYZ are the best way we need to use to approach this, then we can get out of it. So how did I resolve mine? I realized that it was our temperament clashes. I'm reserved, just like what you started out with when you say, how has it been? And you said it's been, think of, you mentioned him being
going through
they
the
grew
growth
through the years. And you said he is introverted, you are extroverted, and we love somebody like us. We love analyzing. And when you say, Dele, but you should know that that thing should be done now. That statement alone, I'll say, it means
You
you
don't
are
have
telling me my
sense.
head is not correct. That is my interpretation.
Exactly. And
This is my
you're
interpretation.
wondering,
So
I
I will
didn't
not
mean it
use
like
that
that.
word, Dele, your head is not correct, as an abuse, instead of her just telling me. Meanwhile, where she came from, they can argue and disagree. Within the next minute, they are back and they are gisting. That was not the equation in my family. And that was what we have to do. So those are the things we're dealing with that led to me saying, I hope I've not made a mistake. Now, imagine how many people, how many couples that are out there that have used that same question to go their separate ways.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's a relevant question. And please, if we can't see get around it, that's why we need to seek for help. Professional help, not somebody who also need a help. You are asking this question from. Thank you.
Thank you. So one last question before we round off.
Just a bit. So you know, whether I felt I married the wrong partner. No.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can
Go
you
on,
hear
sir.
me?
Yes.
So you see, I think Dele just put it in the right perspective. So there are times probably I just feel she should not respond to an issue in a certain way. Yes, in a certain way. So why that? Okay, or me, she knows I like my food ready and things like that. So so I tell her, who ask me, that's it. But one thing I tell myself when I check, I say, no, number one, my wife is not a lazy person. You understand? She is not a lazy. So if for any reason this is happening, it is because of it. It also took some growing too. Like I said, approach to things, because she will face the thing. But me, I will first dance around it, be thinking about how not to hurt the person, So maybe, why did you go like that? And sometimes, in our parts of the world, we have a mold which we've put wives to be in. How a wife must behave, things like that. And now, especially, a pastor's, wife and all those stuff. Then before this PD, I was not into it. I know when we passed out marriage, when she tried to hold my hand in
It's a
public,
sin.
yes,
No, that time when we were dating,
I just
I tried to hold his hand. I said, hey, okay.
Okay.
I'll show you.
So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Faith, there's another question from Faith. Is there any time you held back sensitive information from your spouse? Maybe you felt it might affect the person's emotions.
For me, no. I
I
don't
trust
hold
you.
anything. Me, I don't. But for him, yes,
Uh,
he does. He does. In the sense that he'll be like, this
can
thing
we
will
allow him
affect.
to tell us why he used to hold back sensitive information?
Because he feels that it will affect me because I'm emotional, right? I I I I I kind of take on people's emotions. So if I get into something, if I hear something, or maybe I'm missing the sense. When you say sensitive, now if it has to do with my personal life, no, there's nothing I hide. Yeah, everything I've done, he knows. So
So I believe in information management,
mhm.
not being insincere. But if something will seriously hurt her, I also believe in timing of releasing the information, not
Yeah.
about being insincere. A man must know that and how to, because what's the point maybe telling your wife something that will now either hurt her or create unnecessary problem between her and persons, okay? So what I do is, depending again on the timing, that timing matters a lot, and how to put it so that she can understand it, because it's part of the protection
Yeah.
a man must have. Not, like I said, it's not about being deceptive.
No. Yeah.
Mm.
But anything that has to
Thank
do
you.
with us,
Yeah.
maybe our past or whatever, I know. In fact, sometimes I even tease himself. I would say, that your girlfriend or something, and all of that. I say that your babe. So when it came to all those, no, I mean, there's nothing. There's not. I tell him
Great,
nothing is.
great,
I
great.
don't hide anything.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. So in these 17 years that you've been together, what has maybe you could share with us a value or two that have kept you strong, kept you through the difficult moments, or difficult seasons, and is still keeping you? Share
Value.
with us any of
You
your
said
family
value.
values, any of your values, family values, or personal values that has helped you to navigate the very challenging seasons, in these 17 years.
One major thing that I know is our core value, even as individuals, is
Mm,
integrity. Is integrity, no matter what. I remember there were times when I can't remember what I said. Maybe we had an argument, and he read it that I didn't trust him, right? Means that I didn't trust. So I'm like, but no, that's not what I'm talking about. You know, so integrity is the watchword for us. That's one value that we don't joke with, even with the
mm,
kids.
mm,
My own is you must let me know. Tell me. I would know how I will manage that information. Don't
mm,
assume for me, but just say
mm,
it, and then
mm.
let's be able to know how to, um, help each other and all of that.
Thank
Yes.
you. Is that the same for you, sir?
Yes, because I remember even, my wife will say, even if we have to drink Gary, you
Mm.
don't take, anything that does not belong to you. And that made me
No,
Mm.
I used to say, if I hear say anything happen for church,
yes.
I say you're on your own. I will not talk koboko with you. I say no. I say better say when we go beg and say I hear say one thing called Oga.
Mm.
I will join them to clap hand on your head for our sides. you know.
So that helped me because it made
Good.
me when you marry
Sorry,
We can't
sorry,
hear
we
you,
can't hear you
sir.
again.
Oh,
He
there.
likes to use bedroom voice.
Sorry.
Okay, we can hear now.
Apologies to everyone online. So I said that meant that I was married to, or before we were married, I was going to be married to a lady who wasn't going to push me into doing the wrong thing with respect to money, just because I want to impress her, because some of those things are things that can push men, even if in church, to now pilfer things. So that really, really, really
Or use style be doing beggy beggy.
do begging people to. Now you sabi, if you say Baba, now you know what you had behind. Anyway, we understand that. So that really helped anyway
Thank
to
you.
maintain our dignity here.
So I have. Do you have anything?
No.
Okay. So in these 17 years that you've been married, what is one thing that you are most proud of each other? Just one second.
It should be different.
Yeah, so you will say your own, he will say his own.
Something
That's why I
different
said
That
from
you are
each
most,
person.
that you are most proud of.
She's our spokesperson.
Nah, not be
No, you will say what you are proud of, about her. She will say what she's proud of about you. So both of you
Okay,
have to speak.
so how many now? Well, my wife is very intelligent. I
Like
can
using
say that.
bedroom voice.
Did you hear me?
Yes.
I say she's quite intelligent, and that makes me, proud of her. So she has courage also. A person should be able to carry herself and represent you appropriately without bringing shame.
Shame to your
Yes.
ancestors.
And then she's quite compassionate. So how many have I said now? And then she's very beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. If we said one, you said four. Fantastic. AJ.
Okay. What? I guess is maybe just the ability to simple, a good man. He's a good man. That's what I would say. He's a good man. Yes.
You are
The bed
representing
is
us
sweeter
well.
now.
Yes, my God.
And that speaks a lot of volume.
Yeah.
That speaks a lot of volume because we've seen sometimes what goes on, within the spaces that we live in and even in the social media spaces. One thing I keep hearing people now say that they're beginning to realize is it's of immense value to marry a kind person.
Yes.
And if there's anything I'm enjoying in my marriage, is the fact that my husband is extremely kind, not just to me as his wife, but to humanity, in general. Thank you. So one last thing.
I think I should also say something about you.
Okay.
I can't say just one. I'll follow in the footstep of Dr. Soyo.
Okay.
She's equally highly intelligent.
Mhm.
I love her practicality. I love her practicality, which was what was giving me headache that time. But I've grown to see, because it actually made somebody like me with such a temperament better. I suffered from esteem, even after I suffered. Sorry, thank you very much. You see, can you see now? So she had rushed me from that raw state into who I am today. So, what was I saying before you interjected?
Is it because I'm touching you and that you cannot coordinate again?
You're suspending my logical reasoning. Her being practical made me a better person. And the same thing that rubbed off on me that made me a better person, I've seen loads and loads of people are the very thing that made some people to walk away from their marriages.
Yes.
Because you
Very
see
true.
two people with varying strengths that need to be formidable. Instead of aligning those things and letting the strength on each part to come in to help from the weakness, they use those same thing to fight each other. So that's why I want to say that.
Thank
Yes,
you.
that's also
Thank you. Thank you. So 2 last questions, very short. How do you relax? How do you inject spark into your marriage?
Okay. How do I relax individually
Both
or
of
as
you, how do you relax? How do you relaxing? Or I mean, how do you
As a couple,
as a couple? Yes, as a couple, yes.
um, I guess have we how do we maybe that I guess it's just talking generally. We just
Okay.
talk. Yeah, we just talk, but individually, for him, he likes to watch home video. Nigeria, and I mean, I hate it. I can't stand it. I can't stand
Nigerian
home
home
video.
videos. Nigerian home videos.
For him, it's like I beg,
He
it's
hates
not
it.
allowing him to think,
Yeah.
But for me, if I want to relax, I'd rather watch an American action movie where they are
Ah,
shooting guns. Bang, bang,
ah,
bang, 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 bang. Exactly. When they are shooting gun, at the edge of your seat. I
mm,
relax that way. But for him, it's like it's too much tension. So he rather
mm.
just watch home video that is. But for us as a couple, we just talk, you know. We
What
just
about
gist or
vacation? What?
oh
What?
yes, of course.
Fish, that
Vacation,
fish,
Fish?
that
Fish
fish.
and chips.
fish,
Yes.
the fish activity. I would say, yeah, let's go. Let's go and buy fish. But most of the time, I'm always the one initiating. Anyway,
Mm,
I'm always the one initiating. So he will be like, okay, let's go or something.
mm.
Let's do. So I guess you need to understand. I've carried the cross. I say,
Yeah.
okay, this is my cross. I have to be the one initiating. But sometimes I will just pack and say, I'm tired. You said think. Stop using my brain. And he'll
But
be
if
like,
that's your strong area, then
yeah,
gradually
it is.
drive it because I'm
Yes.
sure he has
That's it.
other strong areas too that he drives
Oh,
that
of
he doesn't
course.
need you to
Definitely.
initiate, that he keeps initiating. That's the
Yes.
beauty of partnership in marriage.
Yeah.
There was a time we did a training on the power of partnership. It was
Mm.
beautiful. So yeah, so please carry on. Sir, do you want to have anything to add, or has she said everything?
Yeah, she said everything. There are times we just gist, and then like the home video beat. I mean, to me, it's like telling story. So I don't look at the technicality. Sometimes it's dumb what they
Mm,
are doing.
Mm,
But it's
mm,
like just telling stories here. So
mm,
once in a while we do movie night at home. But like she said,
mhm,
she initiates, a lot. We've not gone out to okay, let's go and eat fish in so place. We know the place we go. One of the things that has helped us these days again is that we jog or walk almost every day
mm,
Yeah,
together.
oh,
So
so that's a very good
that,
one.
that morning walk,
so we do
we
that
do
mm.
a lot
That's
of
a very good one.
That's
iron
good.
things out. Yeah.
Faith says, hope you are the type that loves flowers.
Who, me?
Eh.
Ah, give me the money, my sister.
it's money.
Well,
Wow.
if the flower is coming with something after,
Eh?
yes, but
I like
I'm not
the I like
a
the money bouquet. That money bouquet that's the one they used to. I like
in fact, yes, let it be money flower. Although I mean I was 50 so 2 months back, and then he bought me flowers. And that it lasted for like over about 2 weeks,
oh,
you know,
wow.
and I kept it, yes, and all of that. Yeah, I appreciated it.
See, I'm trying. I'm
It
romantic
came
now. I'm becoming
Thank you
more
so
romantic.
very much. It's been a beautiful session. We've learned so much, and I'm sure our audience have learned a lot as well. Please kindly put your appreciation in the comment section. I know Oluchi
somebody's
has
asking a question.
say, how true is it that independent women have a lot of challenges in their marriage? Hmm.
Hmm. Um, if not properly managed,
Mm,
right? If
Mm,
not properly managed, yes, that independence can become a clog. Remember, I said something. I said, God, it wasn't like, I don't think he was set out to do that, but in the course of us having a one income family for some time, God showed me, maybe what could have been an issue, not me knowingly doing it. Do you get out of this is me? I just do it. The independence, because I'm like, I have my independence, you have your independence, even though we are married. Do you get? Not to like control. I'm not going to control you, so
mm,
you won't control me. That's live and let live. Let's put it that way. So,
mm,
but if you don't manage it, even for the man too, it goes both ways. If it's not properly managed, that independence, If you don't know when to pull back, drop it and all of that, it becomes a clog and it becomes an issue.
Okay, so let me just add this. So life should be that a person start as being dependent, then becomes independent, and then become interdependent.
Interdependent.
Yeah, so that helps, so that it's not as if the lady is clinging to the man, can't live without the man and all of that, can't earn her income, can't buy something, you know. That's the time the person discovers him or herself. Then on the other part, it depends on esteem issues, okay, and insecurities, and then if one party loves control. Now, to be in charge is different from being a controlling person. I don't have time to be controlling. I mean, a human being should have his brain thinking, okay? One time will I now be controlling? The main thing is, number one, inform. Oh, I want to do this, and allow me to make my input. Because in the process of wanting to control another person, for you to keep somebody down, you have to remain down.
Thank you very much.
I like that.
That's a brilliant contribution from both of you. Thank you so much. We always tell people, don't lose your individualism, individuality. Don't lose your individuality because you are married. But that doesn't mean that you should not have a unified vision. So what we tell people is that's why when we say somebody must be fully mature before you get into marriage, then it means you must have an idea of what your future look like as an individual. That's where the individuality comes from. And therefore, when you have that, then this other party also bring his or her own. Then that's why you have to discuss it early enough so that your dreams and aspirations and your future are incorporated into one. That's what now makes it a unified front. Then you are now working vision. A vision. That's not what you are working with. So even that vision automatically had included on that journey both both parties' dreams, aspirations, and what the future will look like. So there won't be any point in time where somebody now feel I'm losing my sense of individuality because I'm just married. And you have clearly nailed it. That it's about being interdependent, but you have to be independent on your own. And I love that about my wife as well. And that's why that's the kind of wife I pray that I want to get married to. I don't want the one that will come to America decades ago. What kind of food do you want to eat? I said, whatever food you want to eat, my lord.
Yes.
What kind of so you mean if I tend to shout and bark like a dog, you bark like a dog. I don't want that. I want a woman who can think. Now, if you now have that woman, you also mentioned that man now have to man up. Or that woman have to woman up, if there's anything like that. Because you need that level of maturity to deal with such level of intelligence. Because that is another level altogether. Thank you.
Thank you. So thank you. Oluchi, hope your question have been dealt with. So in summary, being independent is a blessing. Okay.
Right.
It's needed in marriage because you have to be your own person before you can effectively, be a partner that is adding value in your marriage. So independence is not bad. It's how
Just
you manage it. Yes, it's how you manage it and how the other person perceives it, So communication is always good. You and your partner talks about all these things and outline your family vision. And these are some of the things we do at the Dele Family Institute. We help you to craft your vision, articulate them and put them in proper way where you can both understand your dreams and aspirations, even those of your children are properly, encapsulated into your family vision. So when those family visions are being achieved, nobody's feeling like, oh, it's my husband's own thing that is being given attention. Everybody's vision is built into it. Joan and Solomon, thank you so much. This has been an amazing conversation. Thank you so very much. Can't thank you enough. And I'm sure our audience, our participants, you've learned so much. Even those on YouTube, we didn't even check if we had questions from YouTube because we're also streaming to YouTube. Yes. So Dele will quickly check now. But I want to say thank you from those who have joined on YouTube, those who have joined us here in Zoom. Thank you so very much. The recording is going to be on our channel on YouTube, the Deliver Talks Read channel is going to be there, so you can go back and watch and really soak yourself into the wisdom, that has been released tonight by Solomon and Joan. One last thing, Sir and Mark, can you please give a word of encouragement to anybody here and those who may watch after now, who are probably going through one challenge or difficult season in their marriage or relationship?
Okay, so what I would say is seek help. Help first from God and then help from professionals. There's no need to die in silence. And if you are in a marriage where there's domestic violence, I would counsel that you seek your safety first, before any other thing, because you as a person, you are sent to this world to fulfill a purpose. Marriage is part of it, but marriage should not end your life.
Yeah.
And if you are single watching, please make sure the person that leads you to marry, whoever you want to get married to, should be the Holy Spirit. Should be the one that leads you, because marriage is enjoyable. It should be blissful.
Yes.
And not,
Absolutely.
and you don't have to suffer a lot of bleeds, like winter bleeds and things like that.
Thank you. Thank you so
All right.
much.
So,
Sir.
what I will say is that provided there is no violence, okay, make up your mind. Make up your mind that we will make it work. That's for those who are already married. We will make it work. And ask, how can we make it work? Don't immediately have this idea of jump out. Because my mother will say that no one is Holy Communion. Everyone has his aspect of weakness or sort of, where it's not sweet. So make up your mind in that wise. For those who are single, don't let anyone deceive you to say that marriage is a scam. That may be that person's experience. One person's experience cannot now define the whole thing. It becomes fallacy of false generalization. Marriages still thrives.
Yes. Beautiful.
Yes.
Let's appreciate them. Appreciate them. Put, all the appreciative emojis in the comment. Say a word, that's, appreciate them and describe what you've experienced here today. Thank you so, so much. We have learned a lot of things. PJ said something just now that, I really like. Say, seek your safety first, because you have a purpose here on earth, and one of them is marriage. But so the marriage is not meant to end your life.
Yeah.
I mean, that was really deep. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ma. You've been a huge
Thank
blessing.
you for having us.
We absolutely love today's session, and we pray that God will continue to keep your home, keep all your children,
Amen.
keep concerns you, and ensure that your marriage continues to grow in leaps and bounds in Jesus' name. Thank you so much, everyone. We've come to the end of today's session. Next month is going to be a teaching session. We're going to take on a topical topic, and myself and Dele will deal with that topic adequately. So you have contact details, udelafamily@gmail.com. You can reach us at Udela Institute on Instagram, on Facebook, are we on TikTok? I don't know. And even on our personal pages as well. And
there's the website.
yes,
there,
and we have our website as well. So please reach out. We are happy to engage with you. And if you think we will be of any value to you, if you're going good navigating one issue or the other in your marriage, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We are happy to, to walk you through those difficult seasons. And if it's beyond us, you know that we have a rich network. Joan and Solomon is one, of our rich network. Joan is a certified grief a counselor and specialist. So don't suffer in silence.
We have a
There's-
global consultant there.
Yes, exactly. There's so much resource,
Yeah.
around to help you. Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful weekend.
Thank
Bless you.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
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 Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you.
Faith. Thank you, everyone who have joined.
Yeah.
Thank you. We truly appreciate you.
Yeah.
I'm going to